make sure you always check out everything Dead End Hip Hop. Again, on April 10th, we'll be back at FSU. So make sure you check that out once we drop that video. And if you're in the Florida area, Tallahassee to be specific, come through, chill with Dead End Hip Hop. We will be in Tallahassee for not too long. Dead End Hip Hop will be in Tallahassee at FSU Wednesday night, April 9th through April 10th, that Thursday. So holla at Dead End Hip Hop. We'll be there. We'll see you in Florida. Dead End Hip Hop album review, Freddie Gibbs and Madlib, Cocaine Piñata. So I've been looking forward to this project ever since the A3C last year, because Madlib came and he was playing a whole bunch of crazy Freddie Gibbs shit, and I'm like, oh my god, if any of this shit is on the damn album, I need this right now. The one that he played that I won't forget from A3C was Thuggin'. As soon as I'm like, yo, this shit is dope. I could say it didn't meet my expectation, but it doesn't mean it was whack at all. You know what type of feel it gave me? I remember being a young kid and being Action Jackson came out, because for me, I'm gonna connect it all. Look, man, you know, I was a young kid, so this was new to me. But I remember like the sounds and everything in Action, it sounded old, you know what I'm saying? So like I felt like Freddie Gibbs and Madlib kind of gave me that. He gave me the gangster dude that was new to me, but with a classical type of sound. Because Madlib is eccentric. This isn't any type of production that Freddie Gibbs has been on. Freddie Gibbs has been on that trap shit. I think the track that everybody wants to talk about is Real, and it's everybody ain't loyal. Yeah, everybody ain't loyal. And the world ain't big enough for the both of us either, nigga. Man, killer. So, but yeah, I've never heard like nobody ever come at Jeezy that way. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I feel like, you know, Gibbs, he's felt some type of way about it. I just personally, because I like Gibbs, I just hope that this is the last time he mentions that. Because now, yeah,
no, I'm not saying you're not, but he's not until Jeezy says so. He said it. He's on record. He said, I'm gonna keep coming at his ass until he responds.
But it just sounds like, look, after this one, I just feel like if he keeps going back at him, it just sounds like a girlfriend that's been hurt and you ain't got no closure.
This shows the difference between the older generation and the younger generation.
Yeah.
When we were kids, not kids, but when we were younger, this is what hip hop was.
No, I feel you.
You came at somebody's neck, and it was your responsibility
to go back
as an MC to go back.
This
is not anything to do with
so you mean to tell me?
Fuck that.
So you mean to tell me he's already addressed it on ESGN? He's already addressed it on several projects, and this is the hardest one, and he just keep doing it, even though.
How many times did Nas and Jay-Z go back and forth?
They went back and forth at least about 2 or 3 times.
Name the track.
But the thing is, there was a response.
Last Real Nigga Alive, the Blueprint song, he said just because he wear kufi doesn't mean he right. Is it Uchi Wadi?
No, but that's a line. But that's just a line. I'm not talking about a whole song. We're talking about this verse.
On that song on Blueprint too.
But you're talking about a line, you're talking about a song. The fact is that he came at him and there was a response. And it's not like, I'm gonna just say my piece and then I'm gonna walk away and slam the door behind me.
What response has
No, I'm just saying, Jeezy has it. And that's
That's what he's saying. That's why he's not gonna stop.
Yeah, Freddie Gibbs said, I'm gonna keep coming at you. I'm the snowman killer.
I mean, it wasn't like he went after half of the album on him. He went on that one track on that verse.
And all I'm saying is that he has multiple tracks, multiple interviews. The Jeezy ain't gonna say so. I'm just saying, if you keep coming at him and he doesn't say shit, then it looks one-sided. I just think it just needs to, you know, die, because he gave me what I wanted to hear. He killed Jeezy on it. And if Jeezy don't say shit, then, you know, that just goes to everything that he said on the fucking verse. Nigga, you scared and all this and all that, and you know, all that gangster shit you kick is fake. So, you know, it's in Jeezy's court now. I feel like Gibbs did everything, has said everything that he needs to say. I don't agree with that he needs to continuously be on this path. Like you said, like on this song, that I don't need no more. I feel like I've heard everything I need to hear about Jeezy to disprove his credibility.
I want to hear some more shit. I want to hear some more.
Gibbs was, man.
He had to get something off his chest.
He did.
He obviously has more to say, or he'd be quiet. He's got more to say.
You done busted great.
Yep. We saw you at the show with 100 deep, and you didn't do shit.
You didn't want to go in with security.
Right.
Come on, man. This is hip hop.
Yeah,
that's what you're supposed to do.
Go at
him,
him,
keep the shit on wax, but just keep going at somebody until they speak back.
Harold's was dope as fuck. I thought that was a fucking dope ass track. Bomb with Raekwon was dope. I really like how Raekwon sounded on that. Thuggin' was dope as fuck. Again, cause like I heard that Madlib play that shit at the A3C. I already knew I was gonna like that. Real obviously did this record to Jeezy, Uno, cause he had another slick diss to goddamn Lil Wayne on that. So yeah. He said that real gangsters don't kiss dudes and don't shoot themselves. He's talking about Lil Wayne. Shame was cold to me, man. Like Madlib's production on that shit, amazing. I really felt like Freddie Gibbs went a little bit outside of his comfort zone, but Madlib said, "Hey, come here, man. I'm gonna make it comfortable for you. It's not typically what you do, but come on in." And it came out. It's an amazing project. It's definitely one of my favorites of 2014 so far.
I love this project, man. I thought this was great. I mean, going in, I know you probably haven't checked the EPs, but this project has been in the making for like 2.5 years, because he brought out Thuggin'. It was first. I remember when that came out first, like in late 2011, and that's when they announced that they was gonna do a project together, and I'm like, oh hell yeah. And then Thuggin', you would never think, but that song being like the first song in 2.5 years old, that's still like one of my favorite songs on the whole album. I love it even more now in the context of the album. I'm like, man, this shit is fucking so cold, man. It's like Madlib production. It's crazy hearing someone that sounds so easy accessible, you know, accessible sounding MC, to go over that type of layer production that Madlib, you know, he brings out in them, man. It's crazy. And when I heard, I think the last joint that he had prepared for him was that Heroes and Deeper. I was like, man, this about to be some gangster shit right here. Like when I heard that third EP he dropped late last year, I'm like, man, this about to be some Madlib about to give Freddie Gibbs some gangsta ass production, and it's crazy how you know, that's what makes Madlib so great, because he can cater his production style to someone as complex, crazy as MF Doom, and then cater it to someone like Freddie Gibbs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought that's what's so amazing about Madlib, and that's what I was expecting. That's why I was so hyped about this album coming out, because of course, you know, from a Madlib stand, I was like, yes, more newer Madlib production. And Freddie Gibbs, the way he can go from that monotone gangster type of flow on some of the beats, and then, you know, tracks like Uno and Shitsville, how he was giving them more up-tempo shit, man. Like, and Freddie Gibbs was just go. I'm like, damn, he's not that cool, laid back. Freddie Gibbs is showing me some energy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, some double time. I forgot about High. I thought, because at first when I saw that feature, I was like, him and Danny Brown, that's gonna be, and this goes back to the feature conversation we had. It's like, I want to see a feature that's gonna be like, oh,
exactly,
like, yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Danny Brown and Freddie Gibbs, how this is gonna sound. And then when I heard I get the same sample that Styles P used. I get High. I'm like, okay, and I like how, and you know, Madlib is good with having them like movie skits in between tracks, because he kind of makes it fit together, having all that gangster smooth type of 70s old school type of feel to it. So when I was hearing all the skits in the between, yeah, like that one, I'm like, but see, Madlib only can do that, and it don't come off super corny. It fits the mold of the album so well. So, and yeah, I loved it. I love this project. I think it wasn't really no bad tracks on here. Other than that, and Domo, shout out to Domo, man. Again, ever since we reviewed his No Idols project, and we was like, yeah, like, he's been showing his, he's been busting his ass on that mic, man. Ever since that No Idols review, man. So shout out to Domo. Earl, I like Robes. That's another one that was that's some smooth. I thought Earl fit that. Earl and him, them two, and Domo and Freddie Gibbs, they fit that track so well, man. Everything just blended so well on this album to me, and without it sounding too samey. And you know, Madlib is good with switching that production style up, man. It's like you're gonna get that from a Madlib, a produced Madlib album. You're not gonna get the samey type production. You're gonna get some shit that's gonna be like, oh damn, oh, you going, damn, he killing this. Just that off-kilter type production that someone is Freddie Gibbs can kill it, man. And Scarface joint. I mean, I'm like, after hearing that, I'm like, man, Scarface need to do like a little EP or something with Madlib, because I mean, his
sounded great.
Yeah, he sounded great over his production, man. But overall, I loved him. I love everything about this project.
You have two artists from two different worlds. You know, you have, of course, Freddie Gibbs with that gangster shit, and you got Madlib with this old jazzy type shit, man. And they came together, man. It's like, you know, the whole opposites attract, and they put together a really good project. Much like B, when I heard Thuggin', I was like, oh man, that's my fucking shit, man. Because he was like, you know, talking about the dude's gonna come out, then he said they're gonna bring this motherfucker back and put him on his motherfucking knees. And then he started talking about the chick in the second verse and just all kind of shit, man. And it really speaks to the diverse, you know, how versatile Freddie Gibbs is, that he can jump on all of this type of different production, man, from different people. And let's be real, not a lot of motherfuckers can rap over Madlib like that and sound good the way he did. And he owned it. He made his own style, man. And he picked the right features for it with Danny Brown, Raekwon, and Scarface. Of course, my man Scarface on there.
Absol.
And Absol. Yep. It was a really great project, and I loved it, man. And how he just kept it so grimy and gutter, man. And then he threw in that little soulful element here and there, man, with Shane, PJ the Chicago Kid. Yeah. He did a good job of just blending right in there, sounding almost like the sample. Man, I was like, okay, everybody was just lacing the shit. That's the perfect example
when you have a singer put a singer on for your hook and it don't sound too bad. You know, sometimes people put singers on hooks and I'd be like, the hook was terrible because the singer was just bad, but I thought BJ Chicago Kid, he blended well, man.
I like Deeper too. Deeper or Deep, I like that one too. When he was talking about this girl he was with, and then she went and got with this other nigga. He was like, man, you with this lame motherfucker? Like,
storytelling was good on there.
Look at him. He said he walked in the barbershop, he was like, this who you with? Over me? All right, cool. But who baby is that though? You know what I'm saying? So that was, man, that shit was cool, man. I really was curious to see what Freddie Gibbs would do with Madlib and see how they actually sounded together. And Thuggin' was great. Then he dropped Shame, and then he dropped I think Deeper. And he was like, okay, I'm ready for the album. And he put together a solid project, and it still had Madlib in it, like you said, with those skits at the end.
That signature Madlib.
The sheet shaker, the womb. They definitely work well together, and I don't know if they're gonna do anything else after this, but for the most part, you know, this was great. This was a really great project, man.
I have never been a huge fan of Freddie Gibbs. You know, I liked him. I liked his rhyme style, but I didn't like his projects. This shit absolutely blew me away. I knew what Madlib could do. I knew what Freddie Gibbs could do. I've just been waiting for Freddie Gibbs to get some, I don't want to say better beats, but different beats. Everything about this sound is so old school. Like when you think of Gibbs and Madlib together, at first it sounds like an odd pairing. But then when I listen to this, I realize the reason I like it so much is because it takes me back to like Spice One or like DJ Quick. When I listened to this, that was the first thing that came to mind. I was like, man, this is cool, and Freddie Gibbs spitting that gangster shit, but it doesn't sound gangster, but it's still gangster. I was like, wait a minute, like, if you really think about it, there were no trap beats back then. DJ Quick and Spice One and those dudes, they rhymed over smooth production. Ant Banks, yeah, they were rhyming over that smooth production. So this shit brought me back to those days. I love how perfect Freddie Gibbs sounded over this production. Like, he wrote these beats so dope. And he has such a great variety of styles. Like, he doesn't sound, he has that laid back, but you know, I'm the smooth ass motherfucker. Then he has that style that he had on High, where he just comes out with that double time, which I'm not familiar with that much with Freddie Gibbs. But I gotta say, my favorite tracks, because it's funny, my favorite tracks were like the three that were right in a row. Bomb with Raekwon, Shitsville. Oh, I love that track. I love that track, Think Your Shit Don't Stink. And Thuggin'. Like, those were my three favorite
when they
tracks.
had that little beginning of the nigga ain't running. Nigga ain't running. Man, and then that guitar came in, dude, I was so like, smooth. And then that beat drop, I was like, Madlib, you goddamn it, Madlib, like shit. So, like, that's how I felt. I was like this, Madlib, God. I was like, Madlib, goddamn it.
We got those wind balloons.
Madlib, you motherfucker. Like, that's how I felt, man. I was just like, you damn it, Madlib, you done it again.
But yeah, I had to speak on Real, because that was another one of my favorite tracks. I had to listen to that shit twice when it first came on. I was like, wait a minute, they talking about Jeezy? I had to wind that shit back. I'm like, this is what I love about people like Freddie Gibbs, is he has that true hip-hop mentality. No subliminals. You are clear about who he's talking about. He's coming at Jeezy's neck, point blank, period. And he's so raw with it. He's so raw, and that's what I love about Freddie Gibbs. Like, when you, and even down to the fucking cover art, where he's just sitting there smooth, like
Smoking weed. Like,
I love it.
Ain't nothing happy about it. Nothing. Yeah,
nothing happy about that.
Nothing. No, like, hey,
man,
flashy. Like
this is one of my favorite projects so far in 2014, and I never thought I would say that a Freddie Gibbs project was one of my favorite projects. But this album, I think it was just that surprise factor. You know, I really didn't know what I was gonna get from Madlib, and I didn't really know what I was gonna get from Freddie Gibbs. But those two coming together, it was a perfect match. It was like LP and Killer Mike. You don't know what you're gonna get, but when you put them together, perfect match. These two, they have to keep working together. People kept calling it Mad Gibbs. I feel like they need to stick with this at least for one more project, because you guys are a perfect match. But yeah, even Raekwon killed his verse. Like you said, Domo did his thing, Earl did his thing, Absol did his thing. Like, this was just, yeah, of course, Scarface. You automatically just know Scarface gonna do his thing. But I just think this project was just so well laid out. It was so well laid out from start to finish. And Gibbs is giving you something different this time. He's not just giving you street raps. Like, what's the song you said was your favorite? The one about food.
Yeah,
Harold's.
That was the old spot he liked back, you know, growing up.
Yeah, and it's just like, even that, that's one thing about Freddie Gibbs, is he has like a good sense of humor too. Like the way he rhymes and the stuff he talks about, he even has a really good sense. Like, he says some funny shit, like the shit about I never gave one solitary fuck. I stand up on 2 toes, 1 dick, and 2 nuts. I was like, man, I love this shit, man. I love this album. Freddie Gibbs, Madlib, I swear to God, man, y'all made me so happy with this project. I love this project. It makes me feel young again. I feel like I'm back in Cali listening to Spice One again, being like, man, this is great. So yeah, great project.
Freddie Gibbs is one of those artists that I loved first and foremost because of his voice, and then he is a spitter. Like, his style and his voice is just, it blends perfectly. And then with the off-kilterness of Madlib on this project, like I said, my expectation, just because of what he played at the A3C, like, I don't think that the album could have really met my expectation based off what he played. But again, even though it didn't meet that expectation, this shit is still dope as fuck.
Just like Ken, I'm bumping this now. I've been bumping it pretty much all week. Love this project, man. I did, like, this, yeah, Madlib, man. Madlib, Freddie Gibbs, man, they did their thing. I love it, man. That's all I gotta say. Buy it, please. Go buy this. Purchase the album. Madlib, you a fucking genius.
Freddie Gibbs, you know, brought his style of rap and what he does well. You know, being from Gary, Indiana, the murder capital of the world at one point. You know, and his whole lifestyle, and he blended it well with what Madlib does and what he does great. And they came in the middle, man, and they put out this project that just sounds absolutely great. And you never would have thought that these two would mesh so well together. And that was one of the things that I liked. And Freddie Gibbs, you know, took all of these beats, and he managed to comb through, you know, Madlib's catalog and still pull out these gutter, soulful, gangster type beats that fit him and fit him well, man. And he just did it. And I think, for me, like, I've heard all of his other shit, but this is definitely like one of his, this really could be his thing from moving forward, man. I don't know if anybody else out there that can really give him these type of beats, but this is him, man. This is what he does, and I might be out of, look, I already got this shit, man, because I was just really looking forward to it. Please go out, cop it. I hope you guys do get together and do another project.
Man, this album to me personifies gangster rap, but it does it in a whole new way for like today's standards. It's not trying to be anything. It's just great, layered, soulful, dope beats with an MC just going for what he knows over him, and it just sounds great. Like, Madlib once again proved why he's one of the best in the game. Easy. And he brought something special out of Freddie Gibbs on this project. Freddie Gibbs sounds, I think, the most focused he's ever sounded. He sounds completely on point. There's not a single track on this project that I did not like. I liked everything about this. So like Ken, I really hope they do another project, because they can't leave it at this. This was just so perfectly made. These guys are just a perfect match. So yeah, I don't even know what else to say about it. Like, you need to purchase this project, because if you like hip hop, especially if you like old school gangster rap, I don't see how you would be disappointed by this, because these guys, they just did it, man. They did it. Like, you don't need trap beats. You don't need dark, hard beats. These guys, they did it.